the blood Jesus shed for me. Way back in Calvary, oh, the blood that gives me strength from day to day, it will never lose
Welcome to Good News Mission Sunday service.
Siyanamukela enkosini nangokusonda se-Good News Mission.
Today's topic is why Esther prosperous yet Vashti failed.
Sihloko sanamhla sithi yilo wabangela ukuthi Esther abe ngilophumelela kodwa Vashti ehluleke.
Many people here in Eswatini, they like prosper.
Bantu abaningi eSwatini bayakuthanda ukuba ngilabachubekela phambili.
So people go to follow the prosperity.
Bantu balandzela incubekela phambili nekuphumelela.
But here in the Bible, through Esther's story,
Namhla iBhayibheli ngendzaba ya-Esther,
we can understand how we can live prosperous life.
sitawuconza ukuthi singaphila njani impilo lephumelelako.
But if you follow and steps of Vashti,
Kodwa nawulandzela tinyathelo ta Vashti,
no matter what good position and good qualification you may have,
kuthi usesigabeni lesihle nemfundo lenhle kanganani lo ngabe mhlawumbe
you have no choice but to fail and live miserable life.
Utaba esigabeni sekwehluleka empilweni.
So Bible explains how and why one succeeded, the other failed.
Bible ke liyasichazela ukuthi leni lomunye aphumelele lomunye ehluleke.
If you open spiritual eyes and spiritual understanding,
Na uvule amehlo kamoya nekuconza kamoya,
you will be able to relate into your life.
utawukhona ukuconzanisa lokho nasempilweni.
And according to the teachings of the Bible,
Nangetimfundiso telibhayibheli,
if you follow the exact step how Esther lived prosperous life,
nawulandza tinyathelo tekuthi Esther waphila njani impilo lechubekela phambili,
you can also become prosperous.
nawe ungaba ngilophumelela kakhulu.
But no matter how good position you may are now,
Noma ngisiphi isigaba lesihle kanganani lo ngaba
if
kiso
you
nyalo,
follow the steps of Vashti,
nawulandza tinyathelo ta Vashti,
then like exactly happened to Vashti, you have no choice but to fail and live miserable life.
njengoba kwendeka kuVashti kutawandeka ke nakuphila empilweni
So many people are curious, no matter how hard I try, why I keep failing in my life.
Abantu abaningi batibutsa noma ngetama kalukhuni kangaka yile ngibangela ngichubeke
There is
nehluleke.
a reason.
Kunesizathu ke kuloko.
There is a precise, specific reason why you continue fails in your life.
Kunesizathu esicacile lesikubangela wena uchubeke wehluleke empilweni yakho.
So let's read Bible.
Asifundzeni ngelibhayibheli.
Through reading Bible, I hope you can understand the clear meaning of that.
Ngoba sifunde iBhayibheli ngiyakholwa ukuthi sitayibona isho ukuthi lecacile yaloko.
Please open the Esther chapter 1.
Ngicela sivule incwadi ya-Esther sahloko sekuqala.
Let's read from verse 9 through 12.
Asifundzeni kusukela evesini lemfica sevesini leshumi nakubili. Inkosikati lenkulu Vashti nayo yayendelayo litsili yendele emakhosikazi lebeyihlala nawo esikolweni senkosi Ahasuweroshi. Kwathi ngelanga lesikhombisa inkosi seyibufakile yatshela tindvuna tayo letetibatsele nabomehumani na Bizatha na Habonani na Abigitha na Abigateli kutsi tilandze inkosikati lenkulu Vashti tite nayo yembetse kahle ifake nemchele wayo webukhosi kuze ibakhombise buhle bayo. Phela Vashti bekamuhle kakhulu abukeka. Kodwa tindvuna tenkosi tatsi tiyamtshela Vashti wala kuta nato inkosi yathukuthela yakana sicoco.
When you read this story, Vashti did not obey to the calling of His Majesty.
Nasifundza lendzaba siyabona Vashti akazange alalele kubitwa yingwenyama.
King actually called this queen
Inkosi ibitele inkosikati
on his party, on his feast.
edzilini layo.
But this Vashti, she was running her own party as well.
Kodwa le nkosikati Vashti bende layo lidzile lehlukile.
Although she was having a party,
Noma abe nelidzili,
if the king called her to come,
nabe inkosi imbita ukuthi ede,
what is she supposed to do?
kubheke ukuthi endeni ke yena.
Yes, obviously, she's supposed to listen to the commandment of king and follow the instruction of the king.
Nakanjani kubheke ukuthi alalele lokushiwo inkosi aende loko lokushiwo inkosi.
But Vashti, she didn't follow the invitation of the king.
Kodwa Vashti akazange athathe sibili sinyathelo asabele enkosini.
When you read this story, Vashti was a beautiful woman.
La lendzaba kuyavela ukuthi Vashti abe muhle kakhulu.
Although she was beautiful,
Noma abe muhle ke,
she needed to be loved by the king.
uyadzinga ukuthi athandwe inkosi.
Actually, many beautiful women, they proud of their beauty.
Empeleni labanyeni besifazane banelicapho ngebuhle babo.
and they trust their beauty.
Bayatethemba nethi bahle.
You know, through that, many people live miserable life.
Ngenxa lokho abantu labanyeni baphila impilo lelikhulu.
Why? Beautiful women become arrogant and trusting themselves.
Ngoba labantu besifazane bahle bathi batethembe bona.
And they exert themselves more than other people.
Batiphakamise ngetungwa labanye bantu.
And they feel proud.
Babe nelicapho.
They think they can live happy, successful life.
Bacabanga ukuthi bangaphila impilo ethokozile nalephumelelayo.
So Vashti, she was beautiful. Yes, that's how she became a queen.
Vashti abemuhle ngawe so beyinkosikazi.
So no matter how she was beautiful,
Noma abemuhle kanganani.
if king doesn't love her,
Kodwa inkosi nayingamthandi.
if she doesn't humble herself in front of the king,
Nangathi thobi yena phambi.
how can she be loved by the king?
Angathandwa kanjani ke inkosi?
No matter how you are a beautiful woman,
Noma umuhle kanganani wesifazane.
if your husband does not love you,
Nangabe umyeni wakho angakuthandzi.
can you live happy life?
Ungaphila enothokozile.
Obviously, you cannot live happy life when your husband does not love you.
Ngeke uphile uthokozile nangabe umyeni wakho angakuthandzi.
So the beauty itself, it is not that much important.
Nebuhle qobo lawo sikubaleke kangako.
Oh, you need to be loved by someone.
Udzinga
By the
kuthandwa
beauty.
ngumuntu othile ngalobuhle bakho.
So Vashti, she was beautiful.
Vashti ke abemuhle.
And at a certain point, she was loved by the king.
Esigabeni lesithathu abethandwa inkosi.
Then when she was loved by the king,
Nasathandiwe inkosi.
and when she was living as a queen to the king,
Nakaphila njengenkosikazi enkosini.
she's supposed to follow the guidance and direction according to the king's guidance.
Mela landzele tixwayiso neticondziso letivela enkosini.
So king was very happy during the feast.
Inkosi beyithokotileke kuleli dzili layo.
Many people were drunken,
Bantu labanyeni bese
so they wanted
banatsa
to see the beautiful queen.
bese bafuna kubuka buhle benkosikazi.
And king also wanted to boast his beautiful wife queen.
Nenkosi beyifuna kukhangisa ngebuhle bemkayo.
So this is why king called the queen Vashti.
Ngawo inkosi yabuyita inkosikazi Vashti.
So at this moment, this Vashti, she is supposed to follow the guidance of the king.
Ngaleso sikhathi ke Vashti kumele landzele kucondziswa inkosi.
And automatically, yes, as a matter of course, she has to follow the invitation.
Kubhekekile ukuthi aye la ngamenywa khona.
But here, Vashti declined.
Kodwa ke lapha Vashti wala.
She didn't follow the invitation of the king.
Akazange aye lapho abemenywa inkosi.
Here in this story, we can understand, although Vashti, she was a queen,
Noma Vashti abenkosikazi,
there was a king, her husband,
bekunenkosi lekumyeni
but
wakhe.
she didn't have king in her heart.
Kodwa akazange abe nayo inkosi enhlitiyweni yakhe.
And such an important and vital point.
Esigabeni lesibalulekile nakangaka.
Instead of listening and receiving the guidance of the king,
Kunekuthalalela emukele kucondziswa inkosi.
she just chose what she wants.
Ukhetha lokho lokufunwa
And she
nguye.
followed her decision.
Walandzela sakhe isinqumo.
In other words, in her life, she didn't have a king in her life as a king.
Ngalokusho ukuthi empilweni yakhe abede inkosi lebusa njengenkosi
She was in the
yakhe.
position of the queen.
Abese esigabeni sekuba inkosikazi.
Yes, this position was a very good and a very honorable position.
Yebo isigaba lesiphakeme nalesihloniphekako.
But this woman, Vashti, she doesn't deserve to be in that position.
Kodwa lo Vashti akafanele ukuba kulesigaba lesi.
Why? As long as she is sitting in the position of a queen, denying and disobeying to the word of the king,
Ngoba uhlete esigabeni sekuba inkosikazi kodwa akalihloniphi ilivi
how is she going to affect the whole nation?
Utawuphazamisa kanjani ke sive so?
Many people understand.
Bantu abaningi baconza
Oh,
kanjani.
even our queen, she reject and disobey to the king's words.
Nenkosikazi ayilalele emava enkosi.
It is okay even for us to also disobey and reject our husband's words.
Nathi kulungile ukuthi singawathathela phasi emaveni ebayeni bethu.
So actually, by the action of this Vashti,
impela ngesento senkosikazi Vashti
She is destroying the reputation of the king.
so yendela phansi isigaba
She was
senkosi
actually destroying the honor of a king.
ulowenda inkosi ukuthi ilahleko lesifundzi
She didn't know that she is affecting very negative aspect of the kingdom.
abengadiye ukuthi unemthelela omubi kulombuso
But as herself, exerting herself and following her own decision,
ngesikhathi akuphakamisa yena landzela isinqumo sakhe
instead of listening to the word of the king,
kunekusalalela livi livela
she
enkosini
didn't know how it is going to affect so much in this country.
akazange abe nenzaba ukuthi kutaliphazamisa kanganani live
But as a result of doing that,
nomphumela wokwenda lokhu ke
many people worried about the action of the Vashti.
bantu abaningi bakhathatheka ngendlela Vashti aliphatha ngayo
And many servants to the king, they reported and they suggested to deploy this Queen Vashti.
netisebenza letinyeni tenkosi tabika enkosini tancuta banesibonibonwe ukuthi asuswe esigabeni sekuba yinkosikazi
Uncrown this Vashti.
ukuthi kususwe isigaba sakhe sekuba
Yes,
yinkosikazi
she has to be uncrowned.
kufanele ukuthi asuswe isikhundla sekuba
You may
yinkosikazi
think, it's because of by one that action,
ungacabanga ukuthi ngesento siliphutha linye nje
by one mistake.
ngekwenta liphutha kanye
Actually, it is not just a mistake.
empeleni akusiliphutha nje
In her life,
empilweni
in her
yakhe
heart,
enhlitweni yakhe
she was exerting herself more than the king in her heart.
abephakamise yena enhlitweni yakhe ngetulu kwenkosi
So, according to our spiritual condition,
ngekwesimo sethu sakamoya
if we reflect the image of Vashti in our life,
nasithatha umfanekiso wavashiti empilweni tethu
we can understand Vashti as a woman who followed herself more than the guidance of God.
singathi vashiti umuntu olandzela tinqumo takhe kakhulu kunekulandzela kucondziswa
In
ngunkulunkulu
your life,
empilweni yakho
there are many chances and choices that you have to make a decision.
manganyende ematfuba nelikhathi lakhona ubita kuthatha isinqumo
But if you become a king of your life,
kodwa nawuba inkosi empilo yakho
if you become a decision maker,
nawuba ngilowenda tinqumo empilweni
if you follow your own way
nawulandzela takho
without receiving the guidance from the king,
nawungemukela icondziswa inkosi
who must be the king of our life?
ngibani lomele abe inkosi yetimpilo tethu
Yes, of course, Jesus Savior, He is the king of our life.
empeleni jesu longumsindzisi yinkosi yetimpilo tethu
And how can we receive the guidance from Jesus?
singamukela njani kucondziswa ngujesu
Many of us do not understand the heart of Jesus direct.
inyenti lethu asiyiconzi ngalokutaqile inhlitiyo yajesu
That's why Bible says God has established, God has given us the spiritual leader, spiritual guidance, the servant of God.
ngawe unkulunkulu sinikete baholi bakamoya tinceke kankulunkulu
Depends on whose guidance you receive.
kuye ngokuthi ngibani lokucondzisako wena
Your life can be totally changed.
impilo yakho ingehluka kakhulu
If you keep exerting yourself and follow your own decision,
naw tiphakamisa ulandzela takho tinqumo
you despise the guidance of God,
ukulendela phansi
you
kucondziswa
despise the
ngunkulunkulu
servants of God.
utendele phansi tinceke
And if
tankulunkulu
you trust yourself,
naw tetsemba wena
thinking, I am capable,
ucabanga ukuthi
I am
nginelukhono
matured, I can
ngisengilungile
also understand the will of God.
ngayiconza nami inthando
So I will follow my own way.
nangilolandzela yami indlela
Then you have no choice but to live very miserable life.
utawuphila impilo lesesimeni ngelisibucayi
The reason why Vashti, she was supposed to receive the guidance of the king.
lokhu bekubhekile ukuthi vashiti amukela icondziswa
And
inkosi
she always had to remember this.
bekumele sonke sikhathi sakukhumbule nabo
The reason why I can be sitting on the throne of queen,
sizathu lesingende ngihlala esigabeni sekuba
it is by
inkosikazi
the mercy and grace of the king.
kungumusa nekhawukelwa
So he always
inkosi
has to exert the king in her life.
kumele sonke sikhathi aphakamise inkosi empilweni yakhe
But she followed her way and her decision more than the guidance of the king.
walandzela indlela yakhe netinqumo takhe kunikulandzela icondziswa inkosi
Let me give you one example how important it is whose guidance, whose direction you receive.
anginike isibonelo ukuthi kubaluleke kanganani ukuthi ngibani lokucondzisako
In America, there was a young child, a young girl who had 3 handicaps.
So eMelika bekunemntwana lomncane lebekane aqwaleke ngendlela inzathu.
Her name was Helen Keller.
Libito lakhe bekunguHelen Keller.
She actually had 3 handicaps since she was young.
Abeqwale ngetindlela letinzathu.
She was blind,
Abengaboni,
and she was deaf
angeva,
and dumb.
angakhulumi.
Have you ever seen such 3 handicapped child?
Wakambona umuntu lone tsakatsaka lokwehlukene kathathu.
Yes, she was not able to communicate.
Abengakhona ukukhulumisana labanye abantu.
And her intelligence was very poor. She could not understand anything normal.
Nekuhlakanipha kwakhe bekulokuphansi angakhona ukuconza into kalula.
Since she was blind and she became deaf and dumb, since she was young, she couldn't recognize all the article has its own name.
Ngalokuthi kusukela kancane bekangaboni, angeva, angakhulumi, azange abone zonke into
And she
emabito
doesn't
akhe.
know how to communicate.
Kwathi ukukhulumisana labanye bantu.
So whenever she feel uncomfortable, she's just scream.
Nangeva ngathi khona lokho kungasamphathi kahle beyavela amemede.
So her parents, and her family suffered a lot because of her.
Umndeni wakhe wonke nabatali bakhe basokola kakhulu ngenxa yalesimo.
So this family invited many teachers as a tutor for this Helen Keller.
La umndeni bofuna abothishela ke labanyeni batomfundisa lo mntwana.
So whosoever teachers come for Helen Keller,
Noma ngibani thishela beyafeta ufundisa Helen Keller.
they gave up within short periods of time.
Isikhathini lesingasile sidze kanganani bebavele baphosela ithawula.
Why? Imagine that you are trying to teach someone who doesn't understand what you are saying.
Sithi bekusawuthi amafunza umuntu longakuconzi nento ukhuluma ngani.
She is deaf and dumb.
Ungumuntu longeva nalongabona.
This child is not able to express her feelings.
Akakhona ukusho ukuthi utiva njani.
You cannot understand her,
Angeke umconze,
and she cannot understand you.
angeke futhi akuconze
Do you
nawe.
think you can teach her?
Ucabanga ungamfundisa?
Yes, it's impossible.
Angeke kwendeke.
So all the tutors who came to this house surrendered and gave up.
Bonke labantu lebatofundisa kulendlu baphosa ithawula.
But at that time, there was a new tutor came to visit this Helen Keller.
Lunganyisa lesikhathi kwafika lo mushe lutawufundisa utawuvakashela.
Her name was Anne Sullivan.
Libito lakhe bekungu-Sullivan.
This Anne Sullivan had a trust in her mind.
Sullivan ke waba nethemba engqondweni yakhe.
Helen Keller, you will be able to speak.
Helen Keller utawukhona wena
You will
ukukhuluma.
be able to acknowledge all the object has its own name.
Utawati ukuthi tonke izinto tinemabito ato.
You will be able to write
Utawukhona kubhala.
and understand the teachings.
Uconze ngalofundiswa kona.
Anne Sullivan was different with other teachers.
Sullivan abehlukile nalabanye bothishela.
And she had a strong trust and faith.
Abenethemba nekukholwa
If I
okuqinile.
believe that she is able, she is capable, by faith it is possible.
Nangikholwa ukuthi kutawendeka, ngikholwa vele kutawendeka.
So Anne Sullivan started to teach this Helen Keller.
Sullivan ke wacala afundisa Helen Keller.
Hey
Helen,
you are not supposed to act like this.
akwamele tiphathe kanjena.
But Helen, she behaved as if she doesn't know anything, like innocent child.
Helen ngabe kuphatha njengomuntu longati umntwana longati lutho.
And sometimes this Anne Sullivan tried to discipline her strong way.
Ngalamanye amalanga Sullivan abetama ukumcecesha
And
ambuyisele
sometimes
endleleni.
chastise her when she keep on making a mistake.
Isikhathi amjezisa makachubeke into emaphutsa.
So the Helen Keller's parents felt so much pain in their hearts.
Batali ba Helen Keller Helen Keller bebamhlungu kakhulu enhlitiyweni tabo.
So at a certain point, they wanted to quit this Anne Sullivan to be a tutor.
Isikhathi leside sibafuna umyekelisa Sullivan ukuthi abe nguyelo ofundisa lo
Please
mntwana.
stop doing that.
Sicela saluyekela.
My child is not now a normal child.
Lo mntwana usokahle nyalo.
She is abnormal.
Akasimba
She
lo
is a
kahle.
handicapped
Uma lo
child.
xhwalile.
She is suffering from 3 handicaps.
Unetifo
She's not able to
letintsathu.
hear.
Akekho.
She's not able to speak.
Akakhona
But
ukukhuluma.
if you keep on teaching her like a normal child, how can she adapt?
Nawumfundisa njengabantwana bonke labaphilile utawufamba njani letiyo.
Even the parents denied the teaching method of this Anne Sullivan.
Nebatala bazange bavumelane ukufuna indlela yokufundisa
But Anne
Sullivan.
Sullivan, she had a trust in her mind.
Kodwa Sullivan abe
No,
nethemba
it
engqondweni yakhe.
depends on what you believe. God is possible.
Ngibuya ngithi ukholwa ini
If
kuNkulunkulu
you believe
kuyenzeka.
God is able to cure this child,
Na ukholwa ukuthi uNkulunkulu
this
angamphilisa
child is
lo
going to become a normal child.
mfana utawubuyela abe umfana
So I
njengabantwana
will teach
bonke.
her. I
Ngidamfundisa.
will keep discipline her.
Ndawuqhubeka
I will teach
ngimjezise.
her what every object has its own name.
Ndamfundisa ukuthi yonke into inelibito layo.
So there was a serious fight between the parents and the teacher and Sullivan.
Bekunebulo lokukhulu emkhathini nobadala nathishela
But Anne
longensalibana.
Sullivan, she never gave up.
Kona insalibana azange aphosa
Why? She
thawula.
didn't want to leave this Helen Keller as a handicapped and disabled child.
Abengafuni kushiya Helen Keller njengemfana lochwalile.
So Anne Sullivan kept tutoring this Helen Keller.
Ansalibana ngewachubeka wafundisa Helen Keller.
So the troubles became more and more.
Tinhlupho kotanza tabathi
While they were eating,
basadla.
Anne Sullivan tried to teach her how to use a spoon and fork.
Ansalibana wamfundisa kusebenzisa spoon nefork.
But when Helen Keller became angry and very stressed, she shout and scream and sweep everything over.
Kodwa ke Helen Keller masathukuthele bekavela shaye konke lahlele.
Anne Sullivan kept waiting her patiently and keep disciplining her.
Ansalibana wamlinzela ngesineke wamcecesha.
So as a result,
Umphumela waloko
one day,
ngenye ilanga
Anne Sullivan recognized how to spell the water.
ngenye ilanga Helen Keller wakhona kwathi kubita imali.
Helen Keller, she didn't actually notify every object has its own name.
Empeleni Helen Keller bengathi ukuthi yonke into inelibito layo.
But this Anne Sullivan kept on speaking on the palms of Helen Keller.
Kodwa ke Ansalibana wachubeka wakhuluma etandleni ta Helen
When you
Keller.
touch this,
Nawuthinta lokhu
this is cell phone.
lolu licingo.
When you touch this,
Nawuthinta lokhu
such object is called a Bible.
linto lenjena libitwa ngokuthi ke iBhayibheli.
When you touch this water, this is a feeling of water.
Nawuthinta into le kanjena lokhu ke ngemanti.
So this Anne Sullivan kept speaking on her farm and writing the spelling.
Ansalibana wachubeka wakhuluma esandleni sakhe
So
wambhalela.
one day it was raining.
Ngenye ilanga belina.
Helen Keller touched this rain on her palm.
Helen Keller weva ke mani imvula esandleni
And
sakhe.
she felt the sense of water in her hand.
Weva nekusekunamandi
She
esandleni
started
sakhe.
to try to speak.
Watama khuluma.
Water.
Water.
Although she was not able to pronunciate from the beginning.
Noma bengakhona ukulibita kahle ligama
But
ecaleni.
now, as a proof, Helen Keller started to realize everything has its own name.
Kodwa ke nyalo sekebona sa Helen Keller socone kubona ukuthi yonke into inelibito layo.
So Helen and Anne Sullivan hugged each other and cried and cried.
Helen Keller ke na Ansalibana baqala bahagana bakhala.
It was a very pleasing moment.
Loko sikhathi ke lesithokothisa
Why
kakhulu.
such handicapped child, she began to acknowledge the new thing.
Umfana lokuqalisa uqala kubona tinvo letinsha.
From that time,
Kusukela
Anne Sullivan always stayed next to the Helen.
ngaso sikhathi Ansalibana wahlala eceleni kwa Helen.
And she wrote all the teachings on her palm, giving her spelling.
Abembhalela tonke letinto esandleni sakhe.
It was not easy task.
Abekungasemsebenzini lolula.
Yes, it was very troublesome.
Lokwinto lehluphayo.
But because Anne Sullivan, she had a trust.
Ngoba Ansalibana
She believed
abenethemba.
that this Helen Keller can be changed.
Wakholwa ukuthi Helen
This Helen can be
ngashintsha.
educated.
Helen
This
angafundisa.
Helen can go to school.
Helen angaya esikolweni.
So this Anne Sullivan kept trusting and keep disciplining her.
Ansalibana ke wachubeka wakholwa wamcecesha.
As a result,
Umphumela waloko
she graduated high school.
wakhona ecede high
She
school.
even entered the university.
Wakhona ngena senyuvesi.
Even at the university, Anne sat next to the Helen,
Sonke isikhathi nasenyuvesi abehlala eceleni kwa
and
Helen.
listening all the lecture
Mbatsala litonke
and
tifundziso.
giving her the note
Ambhalele ma-notes.
and writing on the palm.
Ambhalele esandleni.
And this is how Helen was able to even graduate the university.
Ngale ndlela ke na Helen wakhona kuceda nenyuvesi.
As a result, this Helen became a very popular author in America.
Ngawe ke umphumela waloko Helen waba ngumbhali odumile eMelika.
And she became a very good intelligent woman at that time.
ngaleso sikhathi kwaba ngowesifazana lo kahle nalona enhlakanipho.
So depends on whom do you accept and whom do you meet as a tutor or as a leader in your life.
Kuya ngekuthi ngibani lo memukelako nekuthi ngibani lo memukela njengomfundisi nemholo empilweni yakho.
Helen could just remain as a three handicapped young girl who is similar to the beast.
Ngakho Helen bengahlala achwala lokuthatha lofana nesilwane nje ke.
Yeah, she couldn't communicate.
Abengakhona ukukhuluma.
She was not able to do anything without this Anne Sullivan.
Abengakhona kwenta lutho ngaphandle kwa Anne
But
Sullivan.
because of this Anne Sullivan's faith,
Ngenxa ikholo ka Anne Sullivan.
Anne Sullivan had the right trust.
Anne Sullivan abe nekuthemba
So Anne
lokunene.
Sullivan boosted her and nurtured her to become such a great woman in that generation.
Anne Sullivan wamsita ukuthi abe ngowesifazana lophakeme kuleso sidukulwane.
Likewise,
Ngalokufana konke.
many people, they think they can just carry on and live their own life on their own,
Bantu abaningi bacabanga ukuthi bangaphila impilo tabo bona ngekwa.
depending on who you accept as a teacher.
Ngekuthi ngibani lomukela
It's
njengemfundisi.
depending on whose guidance you receive.
Nekuthi ngibani lokuqondisako.
You can remain as a very miserable person,
Ngaba umuntu osala esimele sebucayi
or you can become a very great leader.
noma ube umholi omkhulu eveni.
So today, Vashti, she was a very beautiful woman,
Vashti abe ngowesifazana
but she
lomuhle.
didn't accept the guidance of the king.
Kodwa akazange ngemukele iqondiswa
She kept
inkosi.
exerting herself as a king over her life.
Waqhubeka waphakamisa njengenkosi empilo yakhe.
No matter how good, talented person you are,
Noma umuntu onenhlakanipho lenhle
you
kangakanani.
alone cannot receive the guidance from God.
Wena ngekwakho ngeke
You
umukele
alone
inhlakanipho
cannot receive the
yaNkulunkulu.
blessing from God.
Angeke umukele kubuso kaNkulunkulu wedwa.
Why? God has put us in the church of God.
Ngoba uNkulunkulu sibeke ebandleni laNkulunkulu.
If you read 1 Corinthians chapter 12,
Nasifunda incwadi ecala abaseKorinte
there is a
sahluko
precise
seshumi.
image of the church.
Kunemfanekiso welibandla locacako la.
So it is not each and every individual become a church,
Akusi umuntu ngamunye lobalibandla.
which means you yourself cannot receive the blessing directly from God.
Lokusho ukuthi wena ngekwakho ngeke umukele sibuso esiconze uNkulunkulu esivela
When you
kuNkulunkulu.
dwell in the church, when you become a part of the church as a member,
Nawuba uyingcenye yelibandla nelunga
God
lebandla.
bestow the blessing upon His church.
uNkulunkulu ehlisela sibusiso ebandleni lakhe.
Just like tree can receive all the nutrition as long as this branch is connected to the tree.
Njengoba nemagala sithola onke kuphila nasichumene nesicu.
And let's read one verse.
Sifundzele elinye livesi.
1 Peter chapter 2.
Incwadi yekuqala yaPetro sahluko
1
sesibili.
Peter chapter 2 verse 25.
Livesi lemashumi 25.
For you were like sheep going astray, but have now returned to the shepherd and overseer of your souls.
Ngobe beninjengetimvu letedukile kodwa manje seniphendukile kumelusi nemlondolodo emphefumulo wenu.
Bible often describes us human as a sheep.
Bible isikhathi esiningi lisichaza thina bantu njengetimvu.
What is the reason?
Yini isizathu saloko?
We humans are like a sheep.
Thina bantu siyafanana netimvu.
This sheep has a very bad eyesight.
Timvu atikhoni kubona kahle.
They are not able to recognize whether it is their master or it is a wolf.
Atikhoni kubona ukuthi ngumbusi wato noma seyimpisi.
So they are not able to recognize the thing through their sight.
Atikhoni kubona into ngemehlo
So
ato.
that's why God gave them a developed ear.
Ngalo uNkulunkulu watinika indlebe
So
lekhaliphile.
they can only feel the sense of their master through calling their name by the master's voice.
Tingakhona kuva ukuthi lona ngumelusi wato ngokuthi atibite ngemabito ato.
So when they listen, they can only receive the right guidance from their master.
Natilalela tingatfola kuqondisa lokungiko kumbusi wato.
But these lambs, they always go astray because of this bad eyesight.
Timvu sonke isikhathi tiyeduka ngenxa yokuthi atiboni
So
kahle.
if immediately when they go out of the sheepfold,
Ngakho sonke isikhathi makuphuma isibayeni.
immediately when they leave from the hands of the shepherd,
Ngasikhathi tiphuma itandleni temelusi.
they have no choice go to they have no choice but to go astray.
tivele teduke.
Here in 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 25.
Lapha kwincwadi yokuqala yaPetru sahluko sesibili verse 25.
For you were like sheep going astray.
Beninjengetimvu nedukile.
So we are the human who is always going astray.
Sine sibantu labedukayo ngezikhathi tonke.
And Isaiah chapter 53 verse 6 says,
Isaiah 53 verse 6 uthi
all we like sheep have gone astray.
sonke njengetimvu sedukile.
But the Lord has laid on him the iniquity of us.
Kodwa simakade wayethwesa buthakathaka bethu sonke.
Here also Bible describes us human as a sheep.
Nale kuleli verse iBhayibheli isichaza thina bantu njengetimvu.
Yes, we always go astray.
Sonke isikhathi
We
siyaduka.
always follow our own way.
Sonke isikhathi landzela tetfu
We
tindlela.
get lost.
Siyalahleka.
That's why whom do we really need?
Sidzinga bani ke empeleni?
Yes, what we need is our shepherd.
Empeleni lesidzingako umelusi
Shepherd
wethu.
has to guide us.
Umelusi kumele asiqondise.
If you go astray from the shepherd,
Na ulahlekelana
if
nemelusi.
you get a distance from the
Na
shepherd,
ukhwesha kumelusi.
you have no choice but to suffer, and the wild animal wolf will come and devour you.
Timvu netimbisi tesiganga titawufike tikumite.
In this world, there are a lot of temptations.
Tinengi tilingo lapha emhlabeni.
Satan is looking for the souls like a hungry lion.
Ila Satan ufana nebhubesi lelambile ufuna
So we are
imphefumulo.
living in this dangerous world.
Siphila kule live lelisengotini.
When you live this daily life,
Usaphila impilo yamalanga
you are not
onke.
able to conquer the desire of Satan.
Awukhoni ukunqoba tinganiko
Do
taSathane.
you have the power to conquer?
Unawo
Do
lamandla
you have the
ekunqoba.
power to overcome?
Unawo lamandla ekunqoba letimvu.
Without knowing yourself, you have no choice but to be deceived by Satan.
Ngaphandle ukuthi wathi unikhanza sokhohlisiwe ngisathane.
Satan put so many thoughts within us.
Sathane faka imicabango leminyenti kithi.
Usually, scientists says we human have tens of thousands thoughts within a day.
Bose science bathi imicabango nedlula engqondweni yethu yendlula ku 10,000.
What should I eat?
Ndawudlani.
I feel sleepy.
Ngiyadela.
Oh, that woman is beautiful.
Oh, loya muhle.
This cell phone is
Oh,
nice.
lecingo lisikahle.
that jacket looks good.
Oh, le mpahla leya
Oh,
mayihle.
what will I do after work?
Emva
Which
kwekusebenta.
TV channel will I choose?
Ndawuvula siphi isiteshi
So
samabonakude.
many thoughts are coming in our mind,
Minyenti imicabango lefika engqondweni tethu.
bothering us.
Lesiphazamisako.
With out of that 10,000 thoughts,
Ngaphandle kwalo 10,000 imicabango,
what good choice you can make?
ngisiphi isinqumo lesihle
How can
longasenza?
you make a right decision?
Ngisiphi isinqumo lesikahle
Out
longasithatha?
of these 10,000 of thoughts,
Kule micabango
there
lengingezwa
are the thoughts
10,000.
you have to forsake it.
Kunemicabango lomele
There
uyilahle.
are the thoughts you have to keep and maintain.
Kunemicabango lomele uyigcine.
But many people, without checking, without thinking deeply, they are just living with a promptuous thought.
Bantu labanye nephandle bacabanga lokujule bavele bathatha imicabango lefika ngaleso sikhathi.
So they are suffering in their thoughts.
Ngawe baqhanza bangaphansi
There are still
kwaleyo
so many thoughts from Satan.
minyenti imicabango levela kusathane.
How can you differentiate this is thought from Satan?
Ungahlukanisa njani ukuthi le micabango leli ivela
How can you
kusathane?
overcome that?
Ungayinqoba njani
If
ke
you
futhi?
strongly determine, could you overcome?
Na utimisela kakhulu
If you
ngakhona
strongly
ukunqoba.
determine not to sin, could you live the righteous life?
Na uncuma ukuthi angeke usenze sono umuntu awuphila impilo yokulunga
Why
yini?
we are living in this world
Sisaphila kule live
without right guidance,
ngaphandle kokuqondiswa lokufanele.
without right shepherd,
Ngaphandle komelusi
without
lokufanele.
right instructor,
Ngaphandle kokuthi asitshela lokufanele.
yes, without right overseer.
Ngaphandle kokuthi asibuka lokufanele.
You yourself alone, you cannot overcome that desire and tricks of Satan.
Wena ngekwakho wedwa ngeke khona kunqoba tinkanuko nemacebo
Satan is
asathane.
looking for our soul like a hungry lion day and night.
Busuku nemini Satan ufuna njengegqibese lilambile ufuna imiphefumulo yethu.
Satan is not afraid of COVID-19.
Sathana akayisabi iCovid-19.
So Satan comes to your house every time.
Sathana uvakashela endlini yakho onke sonke
Satan
isikhathi.
come and visit you every moment.
Imizuzu nemizuzu Sathana yakuvakashela wena.
Immediately when you wake up in the morning,
Nakuvuka njalo ekuseni.
Satan is already there
Sathana sovele ufikile
to
ukuvakashela.
mislead you,
Uza kudukisa
to give
wena.
you worry,
Akunikete kukhathazeka.
anxiety,
Netibuta lengcenge.
temptation,
Netilimo.
desire,
Netinkanuko.
lust.
Nekuhawukela.
So many things are coming in by the Satan.
Tintfo letinyenti livela kusathana tiyafika
So
kuwo.
Satan is very diligent worker.
Sathana ngulosebenza ngokuthi
Satan
khandla.
never give up.
Akaliphonsi kalula lithawula.
Although you defeat Satan through the word of God today,
Noma umehlula Sathana ngelizwi laNkulunkulu namuhla.
tomorrow morning Satan will be there with you.
Kusasa kusasa Sathana ndaba nawe.
So this is how Satan diligently, endlessly come and deceives us.
Leyo ndlela Sathana ngendlela engaphethi lo asifika sikhohlise ngayo.
We are like a sheep.
Thina sifana netimvu.
We always go astray.
Sonke isikhathi
When we
siyeduka.
go astray,
Maseduka.
there is an animal. There is our wild animal.
Kunetilwane
There is
tesigaba.
wolf
Kunetimpisi.
waiting for us to be away from the sheepfold.
Leti gadza kuthi nesiphumo esibayeni setimvu.
This wolf is waiting until these shepherds go away.
Letimpisi tigadza kuthi akakhweshe umelusi.
So if they see any lamb going astray from the group,
Natibona imvu lephumako emhlambini
they
wetimvu.
will quickly go and devour them.
Titawuphangisa tiyoyidla leyo mvu.
Yes, this is what really happening in this wildlife.
Ngileyo kuloko kwenteka empilweni netilwane.
So the reason why God describes us human as a lamb.
Sizathu senda uNkulunkulu asichaza thina njengetimvu.
Yes, we are like a lamb. We have a bad eyesight.
Yebo sinjengetimvu asiboni kahle emehlweni.
We do not really recognize, is this Satan? Is this God?
Asikhona ukubona ukuthi lo uvela kuSathane lo uvela kuNkulunkulu.
So we always want to follow our own desire.
Sonke isikhathi sifuna kulandela tinkhanuko tethu.
Suppose this lamb has own free will.
Asithi ke le mvu inekufisa
They
kwayo
can choose their own way, where to go.
Tingakhethela yato indlela ukuthi
Without
tingayaphi.
shepherd,
Ngaphandle kwemelusi
how can they get the right direction?
tingayitfola njani indlela efanele.
Where can they go?
Tingayaphi
With that very bad sight.
ngalokhu ngaboni kwato lokhu.
Yes, they can do nothing by themselves.
Ngelikwata ngeke tikhone kwenta lutho.
But these lambs trust themselves and try to follow something on their own. They mess their life.
Kodwa timvu letitsemba tona titame kutendela lokhu
They
thitene kwato
end up
timosha impilo.
become a bite of the animal.
Tigcina tidliwe tilwane.
Likewise,
Ngalokufana
in
nako
this world,
nakule live
while we are living,
sisaphila kule live.
God didn't establish you alone to stand alone strong in Christ.
uNkulunkulu akakubeki wena ukuthi uma ube ngiloqinile wedwa kuKristu.
For you to be part of Christ,
Kuze wena ube ingcenye
you
yaKristu,
must belong to the church of God.
kumele ube ingcenye yelibandla
In this
laNkulunkulu.
true church of God,
Ebandleni
you
elingilo
are taking a
laNkulunkulu.
role as a member.
Wena umsebenzi wakho kuba lilunga.
You become a part of this body.
Ube ingcenye
So
yalomthetho.
as a member of the church,
Njengelunga lelibandla.
when you consist of this church,
Nawuhlele ebandleni,
then now you become a blessing through the church.
uba isibusiso ngelibandla.
You can receive all the blessing through this church of God.
Ungatimukela tonke tibusiso ngelibandla laNkulunkulu.
So 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 25 says,
Incwadi ekuqala yaPetrus hluko 2 verse 25 uthi,
"For you are like sheep going astray, but have now returned to the shepherd and overseer of your soul."
benjengetimvu nedukile kodwa senibuyele kumelusi wenu nemlondvolodwe emphefumulo wenu.
Although before you were going astray,
Noma ngaphambilini
you were
beneduka,
following Satan.
belilandzela
You were
Sathane,
following the way of destruction.
belilandzela indlela
But
yekubhujiswa.
now, after receiving salvation,
Ngemva kwemukela
after
insindziso,
receiving forgiveness of sin,
ungemukela kuthathelwa
after
kwedolo,
realizing that you are no more a sinner, became righteous, holy through the works
wemva
of
ukuthi ubone
Jesus,
ukuthi awusesilo sono sobe ngilolungile ngemisebenzi yaJesu
now
Kristu,
you return to the shepherd
ubuyela kumelusi
and overseer of your soul.
nemlondvolodwe emphefumulo wakho.
Do you have an overseer of your soul?
Unaye yini umlondvolodwe
Do
emphefumulo
you have
wakho?
a shepherd in your life?
Unaye yini umelusi
Do
empilweni
you
yakho?
diligently listen to their voice?
Uyalalela yini ngalokunjalo liphimbo lemelusi?
Don't you feel that church guidance and church guidance and instruction feels tired, feel making you tired?
Awuvali ngathi kuyakugcina kucondziswa libandla nekululekwa ngumelusi.
We cannot stand by ourselves.
Angeke sikhone ukutimela ngekwethu.
Our spiritual image
Umfanekiso wethu
is
kamoya
only to kept and admitted in the house of the inn.
sithina umphefumulo wethu kumele ugcinwe endlini yethehambi.
Bible describes about the spiritual status.
iBhayibheli lichaza ngendlela yesimo sakamoya.
If you read the Luke chapter 10,
Masifundza incwadi yaLuka sihloko
there is
selishumi.
a man who fell among thieves.
Kunendvodza leyabanjwa tigelekile ishiya setawufa.
And there is a good Samaritan comes and save the man who fell among thieves.
Kunemsamariya lolungile lofika asindize le ndvodza lebeyishayo
Many
tigebengu.
people try to become a Samaritan man, good Samaritan.
Bantu labanyenti bayatama ukuba ngumsamariya
But
lolungile.
this good Samaritan cannot be us.
Kodwa umsamariya lolungile angeke kube ngithi.
We are the image of the man who fell among
Thina
thieves.
singilumuntu lowashaya tigelebe.
We were beaten by Satan.
Beshaywe
We
ngisathane.
were conquered by the desire of the world.
Singcotshwe tingikhana ukota
We
lelive.
commit sin here and there.
Sendesono lapha
And we are
nalapha.
wounded. We are
Silimele.
bruised. And
Sishayiwe.
we are beaten up.
Sishayiwe.
And remain half dead.
Sisele
We don't
sesitawufa.
have any power to revive ourselves.
Siyite amandla okutivusa
So who
thina.
has to come?
Mbani lofanele
The good
fike.
Samaritan has to come to
Umsamariya
save you.
lolungile mele afike
This good
atasikhundise.
Samaritan represents Jesus.
Umsamariya lolungile usho Jesu
Yes,
Kristu.
we need Jesus Christ in our life.
Siyamdinga Jesu Kristu empilweni
Jesus Christ
zethu.
becomes our Savior.
Jesu Kristu abe ngumsindisi
Jesus Christ
wethu.
come and pour His oil and wine on our scalp.
Jesu Kristu afika athele amafutha nelwayini lakhe lonze ntethe.
Jesus is the one who take care all our sorrow and scalp.
Jesu Kristu ngelunakela buhlungu bethu netilonze
And He
ntethe.
took us in His own animal.
Wasibeka ituka esilwane sakhe.
Now where is He going?
Sewuyaphi ke nyanga?
He's saying, now I have cured you. You now stand alone and live strong life.
Uyasho ukuthi ngikuphilisile salo hamba utimela uphile uchubeke utimela.
From now, don't go and meet this robber again.
Hamba ungasahlangana nezigebengu
Try
futhi.
to gym yourself and make yourself strong and to overcome all the thieves.
Ngiceceshe wena ukuze ukhone kulo umelane netigelekece.
No.
Cha.
Now this good Samaritan took him to the inn
Umsamariya lolungile umikisa
and
endlini
left him
ehambe.
in the hands of the innkeeper.
Wamshiya kumongi.
This innkeeper represents who?
Umongi komelele
This
ibandla.
inn represents church of this world.
Indlu ethambe melele ibandla
At
kuleli.
this time, it is really important which church you belong to. Now.
Kubalekile kulesikhathi ukuthi ngiliphi
You
ibandla
need to be
lokho.
placed in the right church.
Uma ubhekile ukuthi ubekwe ebandleni
The
elingile.
church preaching the true gospel.
Ibandla lishumayela ivangeli
In
elingilo
church, you can
sibili.
be fed how to grow spiritually.
Ibandla litakondla ukhule
And the
ngokamoya.
church also has innkeeper.
Leli bandla futhi lelinemongi.
So to the innkeeper, good Samaritan left 2 denarii.
Kuloyo mongi umsamariya lolungile washiya kodana
Please
lebabili.
take care of this man until I come back.
Ngishigatha ngicela ungongele la umuntu wami ngize
What does
ngibuye.
that mean until I come back?
Kusho kuthini ke ukuthi ngize ngibuye.
Jesus will come back to this world to restore our soul.
Jesu utawubuya kulelo live atobuyisela imiphefumulo
Jesus
yethu.
will come back. We don't know when
Jesu
exactly.
utawubuya sathi kahle ukuthi
But at this
kunini.
time, end of the age,
Kodwa sesekupheleni
it is
kwetikhathi.
very near.
Sekusonzele.
So when Jesus come back to call his people, his soul,
Nakabuya Jesu atobita abantu bakhe nemiphefumulo
Jesus
lesisiwe.
will come and look for you in the inn
Jesu utafika akufune
from the
endlini.
hands of the innkeeper.
Akufune kulolo kongawo.
Where is this inn?
Ikuphi ke le ndlu
Yes,
ehambi?
this inn represents church.
Yebo indlu ehambi isho
And this
libandla.
innkeeper is who?
Ngubani ke lo mongi kulendlu?
Innkeeper nowadays is shepherd and overseer of our soul.
Lona ngilomelusi nemelusi wemphefumulo wethu.
These are the image of the servant of God.
Lena imfanekiso yetinceku kaNkulunkulu.
I'm not saying any pastor can be your shepherd or overseer.
Angisho ukuthi noma ngumfundisi angaba ngumelusi wakho
You must
nomongameli
look for the
wempilo.
right church.
Kumele ufune libandla
And you must
lelingile.
find the right overseer.
Kumele uthole nemuntu otawulusa impilo yakho
These
lofanele.
servants of God
Le ncebo
who deserve
yaNkulunkulu.
to be the overseer of the church.
Ngibani ufanele kuba
Who
ngumelusi
deserve to
webandla.
become a servant of God.
Ngibani ufanele kuba ingcebo yaNkulunkulu.
Apostle Paul described himself as a bond servant of Christ.
Apostle Paulo uchaza yena njengesinceko elikushumayela
Whenever he writes a book to the churches,
Soke sathi nakabhala emabandla abhala
whenever he
incwadi.
writes his letter,
Nakabhala incwadi dakhe
he
Paula.
introduced himself, I am a bond servant. I am a servant of Christ.
Udethula yena njengesigcila selivangeli.
Servants of Christ means what?
Kuba sisebenzi ke selivangeli kusho kuthini?
Servant himself, not living as a master.
Akaphili yena
They
njengembusi.
don't live according to their decisions.
Abaphili kwetinqumo
They're
tabo.
always keen to understand what is the will of God.
Sonke isikhathi bafuna kunaka ukuthi yini inhlanhla
They
kaNkulunkulu.
themselves not live according to their desire.
Akubonanga ngoba baphili
They
njengokufuna
themselves do
kwabo.
not live according to their own wish.
Abaphili njengokufisa
They do
kwabo.
not live according to their comfort.
Abaphili
They do
njengokuthetheka
not live for
kwempilo yabo.
themselves.
Abatiphileli bona.
They sacrifice. They forsake
Banikela
their thoughts. They
balahle imicabango yabo.
deny their own desire
Balahle tinhlobo
and
tabo.
receive the guidance of God.
Bemukela ukuqondiswa nguNkulunkulu.
They leave their comfort zone.
Basisuka endaweni yabo
They don't follow
lenethekile.
their own way of living
Abalandzeli tabo indlela tekuphila.
and come to receive the guidance of God.
Bete batomukela kuqondiswa nguNkulunkulu.
They come and receive the direction from God.
Bemukela kuqondiswa nguNkulunkulu.
So when they receive the guidance from God,
Nabakumukela kuqondiswa nguNkulunkulu.
they are the appropriate servants of God.
Leto tincinta uNkulunkulu letifanelekile.
Not the people who is living according to their comfort zone.
Hayi labantu abaphila
Not a
ngekuthetheka kwabo.
pastor who is trying to raise more money in the church through being a pastor.
Hayi umuntu ozama ukukhulisa imali lenyende ebandleni ngokuba ngumfundisi.
Not trying to attract people through signs and deliverance.
Hayi umuntu otama kubutha abantu abanyenti ngekho
For
imimangaliso.
themselves to become popular and for themselves to become exerted.
Hayi ukuthi atiphakamise na kube nelidumo
Servants
lwabo.
of God, they live humble life.
Tinceda uNkulunkulu tiphila impilo yokuthobeka.
And they only exert Jesus.
Tiphakamise Jesu Kristu.
So these are the people who deserve to be the servants of God.
labo ngilabafanele bathi ngecela uNkulunkulu.
If you are in the right church,
na usebandleni
then live
elifanele.
according to the guidance of the servants as an overseer of your soul.
Phila njengengcebo neluso emphefumulo wakho.
You can be perfectly protected.
Ungavikeleka
You
ngokuphelele.
can receive that guidance.
Ungakwamukela lokho kucondziswa.
Then let's go back to the Esther's story.
Asibele nenzabeni ya Esther.
Esther chapter 2
Esther sahlobo sesibili.
from verse 15 to 18.
Sisukela evesini leshumi nesihlanu sevesini leshumi nesiphohlongo.
We read in Siswati.
Sitawufunza ke. Lase lifika ke ligama la Esther. Esther lona labe indvodzakati ya Abihayili. Umnakabo Mordecai. Mordecai wamfaka esiswini sakhe. Esther ke abethandwa nguye wonke umuntu futhi yena akazange afune lokunye. Abeneliswa ngiloko lanikwa kona nguHegai indvuna yemaphovela. Wangeniswa ke enkosini Ahashiveroshi endlunkulu. Wangeniswa ngenyanga yelishumi kwakuyinyanga yaThebeti ngeminyaka wesikhombisa wekubusa kwayo. Inkosi yathatheka nga-Esther kwendlula onke lawa lamanye amantombazane. Yathanda Esther ngetulu kwawo onke amantombazane ngakho yamkhetha emkhathini wawo yamethesa umcelo wobukhosi yambeka waba inkosikazi lenkulu esikhundleni saVashti. Ngakho-ke inkosi yenda lelikhulu ligcile ndlela Esther nephathimandla tayo. Yamemetela lilanga lekuphumula kuto tonke tigodzi yaphana ngetipho letinyenti tebukhosi kubo bonke bantfu.
Yes, this verse, chapter 2, from verse 15 to 18, explains exactly why Esther become prosperous.
So la verse 15 ka 18 ngichaza kahle ukuthi yini lokwenda Esther bengilophumelelako.
How this one of the slave in this country.
Lo munye lebekasigcila kule live.
As you know, Esther was a Jew.
Siyathi Esther bengumJuda.
She was nursed and nurtured by Mordecai. Mordecai was a very loyal, sincere servant and believer to God.
Mordecai bemlotinikele nalomkholwa kuNkulunkulu.
So while she was receiving the guidance in the house of Mordecai, she grew up.
Wakhula ke aqondiswa akhulela endlini ya Mordecai.
But they were Jew.
Kodwa
They
bebemaJuda.
were slave in this King Ahasuerus.
Bebathi tigcila tenkosi Ahasuerus.
So they lost their country.
Balahlekelwa live labo.
They lived as a very pitiful, miserable slaves.
Bebaphila njengoba labasesigabeni lesibhlungu sempilo.
You can imagine the life of slaves.
Angeke
How miserable they could
angeke
be.
uyicabanga ukuthi bebaphila kabuhlungu
They don't
kanganani.
have a country.
Abanalo live.
They serve their life as a slave.
Baphila basebenta
They
ngempilo
have
yabo
nowhere to
njengotigcila.
complain
Kude
anywhere.
labangakhona
They don't have a
nakhona.
human right.
Abete malungelo.
Such they are the slave.
Batigcila nje.
So while they are living as a slave,
Basaphila njengetigcila.
Mordecai encouraged Esther to become a candidate to enter into the king's palace to become a queen.
Mordecai wakuthatha Esther ukuthi angenele kuyokhethwa ukuthi angaba inkosikazi.
Itself is a very funny story.
Into kukona ukucabanga nje kuyachaza
It's
ngakhona.
actually impossible dream.
Kuyiphupho lelingeke lifezeke.
What kind of king will choose a captive from a destroyed country? He will choose as a queen of his life.
Hlobo lenkosi lengakhetha umuntu lovela evele libhubhile amende inkosikazi yakhe.
It seems very ridiculous.
Kuvakala ngathi akusindo lemukelekayo
But when you
kalula.
read this Bible,
Kodwa safunda iBhayibheli.
something very, very amazing thing happened.
Into lemangalisako yendeka ke.
Something really impossible things become possible.
Into lebeyibonakala ngathi ngeke yendeke yendekile.
What is that?
Kuyini lokho?
This Esther, nothing but a slave of this country, become a queen to the king Ahasuerus.
Lang Esther lebeyasigcila kule live soba inkosikazi yenkosi.
How these things were possible?
Kwendeke njani ke into lenje?
Let's read verse 15.
Nasifunza ivesi leshumi nesihlanu.
When we read this verse 15,
Nasifunza le vesi leshumi nesihlanu.
here is the secret how Esther could be chosen as a queen.
Nayo imfihlo ke lenda Esther khethwe njengenkosikazi.
When you read verse 15,
Nafunza verse 15.
now when the time came to Esther, the daughter of Abihail, the uncle of Mordecai, who had taken her as his daughter.
Lase liyafika ke lithuba ligema la Esther lebe indodakazi ya Abihail umkayise wa Mordecai lebemthethe wamfaka esiswini sakhe.
Esther, she always used to be taken care by this Mordecai.
Esther benakekelwa nguMordecai.
What does that mean?
Kusho kuthini ke lokho?
Esther received guidance from someone.
Kusho ukuthi Esther beqondiswa ngumuntu
Esther,
othile.
she is very used to receive the guidance from Mordecai.
Utayele eqondiswa
She
nguMordecai.
was under the Mordecai's guidance.
Abengaphansi kokulule wa
She
Mordecai.
had her overseer in her life.
Abenemelusi empilweni yakhe.
She followed her shepherd every time.
Abelanza lo melusi wakhe
She
sonke
always
isikhathi.
recognized myself, I cannot do nothing.
Mina ngekwami angeke ngente
I am
lutho.
not smart.
Wabona ukuthi ngithi inhlakanipho.
I am not such great.
Angimuntu umlobo
I can always make
ngisemkhulu.
mistakes.
Sonke isikhathi ngente
So
maphutha.
I need the guidance in my life.
Ngithi umuntu angicondise empilweni yakhe.
So she humbled herself every time.
Sonke isikhathi waba ngulothi thoba.
That's why she always received the guidance from Mordecai.
Sonke isikhathi wamukela kucondiswa ngolule wa Mordecai.
So in her life, receiving the guidance, it was very used way.
Kumukela kucondiswa empilweni yakhe bekuyinto la idayele.
And when she entered into the king's palace,
Nakangena esigodlweni senkosi.
there were many other women to be trained.
Bekamanyela amantombazane beketile lapho.
These all other women competed each other to be chosen as a queen.
Bebacudzelene ukuthi bakhethwe njengenkosikazi.
But if you read here,
Nasifunza ke la.
this eunuch gave all the things according to the requirements of this woman.
Lendvuna emaphovela bayiniketa tonke letinto lokufuna
The one who was
ngabesifazane.
in charge of this old woman.
Lebeka aphethe bonke lama.
This eunuch gave everything according to their requirements.
Lendvuna yaniketa bonke lebakufuna.
But here, she requested nothing but what the Haggai, the king's eunuch, the custodian of the woman, advised.
Futhi yena akazange afune lutho lokunye abeneliswa ngiloko lanikwa kona nguHegai indvuna emaphovela.
Here, she requested nothing.
Akazange afune lutho lokunye.
But what Haggai, the king's eunuch, the custodian of the woman, advised.
Indvuna emaphovela Hegai lebamnika kona.
Let's think about this story.
Asicabangeni ngana indzaba.
For her to be chosen, for her to make herself beautiful,
Kuze yena khethwe kuze yena atende abe muhle.
don't you think she also has to chase after good perfume, good cosmetics?
Awucabanga ukuthi ufuna tinto letinhle emaperfume lawa kahle.
It is not that she is just standing in front of the boyfriend.
Akusho ukuthi utawuma nje embi kwesingane sakhe.
She may be chosen as a queen.
Kungenteka khethwe njengenkosikazi.
How desire she would have to become a queen. How
Awufisa
much?
kanganani ukuthi angaba inkosikazi.
She definitely wanted to have the best material for herself to make beautiful.
Bekangafisa bayinvete ingcono kakhulu ukuthi yena atende abe muhle.
So imagine many women competed each other to choose the best cosmetic, best perfume for herself.
Ma besifazane labanyenti ngilo bayafuna lokungcono tikhelanga tikhetsela kona.
But Esther thought,
Kodwa Esther wacabanga
here, for me to be chosen by the king,
kuze mina ngikhethwe inkosi.
do I know which type of woman she like,
ngiyati ukuthi inkosi ihlobo lomuntu wesifazane
which type
lithandza
of perfume His Majesty like,
inkosi iluphi ihlobo leperfume lithandza
king, what kind of dress will he like the most,
ihlobo lengubo inkosi lengalithandza
what
kakhulu
kind of cosmetics and makeup I should make so that I can be shown as a beautiful woman.
ihlobo luni lengifaka ebusweni bami ukuze ngibonakale
She
sengimuhle
had no idea.
abengadi
So no matter how she tried to make herself beautiful,
noma betawangana ukuthi abe muhle
she started to think,
wacala wacabanga
what is the best way?
indlela engcono kakhulu
I don't know. I
angadi
have no wisdom.
angisingithi
I
inhlakanipho
cannot stand by myself alone.
angeke ngikhona ukutimela mina
So
ngekwami
who knows the best?
ngibani lo wati ngcono
Aha, the eunuch, king's eunuch,
indvuna inkosi ya
king's advisor,
loyo loluleka
someone
inkosi
who is in charge of all of us women.
lona lo indvuna imaphovela
He must know the best, the king's favorite.
uyati ukuthi inkosi ithandzani
So
kakhulu
if I receive anything from the Haggai,
nangemukela noma yini levela khegayi
according to his advice,
njengengoluleka
as
kwakhe
much as he offered for me,
kangangoba banginikeda
then that can be the best.
lokho kutaba
Then
ngilungelo
I must
kakhulu
humble myself to receive the guidance from Haggai.
kumele ngitithobe ngemukele kucondziswa ngehegayi
So I imagine that
ngabekisa ke
when
ukuthi
she went to Haggai,
nakaye
she would
ehegayi
explain,
abechaza
eunuch Haggai,
ndvuna yenkosi
you are good. Thank you for taking care of us.
ngiyabonga ukuthi usinakela kahle
But this Haggai was asking to Esther.
kodwa hegayi bebuta ku-Esther
Oh, Esther, why
Esther.
you are not competing with other women to choose the best cosmetic?
awucecelana ngani nalabanye tofuna
Why
lokungcono
you don't go rush to take the good perfume?
yini wagijima phambili uthathe lokungcono
Oh yes, you know, I also wanted to do that,
yebo nami bengifisa kwenta lokho
but I actually don't know.
angati
I have no
ke
any idea.
angati ngiyitele
But you know the best.
kodwa wena wati kangcono
Please guide me.
ngicela ungiluleke
Please lead me.
ngicela
I will
ungihole
only receive what you advised me to.
ngidawumukela lokho lothi mina ngikuthathe
You may know the king best.
uyati kangcono
So I
inkosi
think what you offer me, that's enough.
ngicabanga ukuthi lokho longiniketa kona
I will
kwenele
not ask any other things.
angeke ngicele etinye
I
letinye
will only
tinto
use what you offer and what you advised me.
ngidawumukela lokho longinika kona
So this Esther, she didn't follow her own thoughts, her choice, or her understanding.
Esther kazange alandzele kukhetsa kwakhe nemicabango yakhe
She
necondza
humbled
kwakhe
herself and received the guidance from Judah.
watehlisa wamukela kucondziswa
So she
ngilendvuna
completely
yemaphovela
followed only the Haggai.
walandzela kuphela
When she entered
lokushongakayo
into this palace,
nakangena kule sigodlo
yes, she set her overseer and she set her shepherd to guide her.
wabeka umengameli nemeluso impilo yakhe ukuthi
This was
amcondzise
the wisdom.
leyo ngiyona nhlakanipho
That's why, as a result,
ngawo umphumela waloko
verse 15,
ivesi
and
lesumi nesihlanu
Esther obtained favor in the sight of all who saw her.
kwathi Esther abonekala athandzeka kubo bonke labambona
This is far better than beautiful woman.
lokhu kungcono kakhulu kunemfazi
As I
wesifazane
said,
lomuhle
beautiful woman, the beauty itself, it is not that much important.
akabaluleki kakhulu lobuhle ngibona ngekwabo
No matter how you are beautiful, if there is no one who love you or show their favor on you, you have nothing.
noma ngabe umuhle kangakanani nakude lokuthandzako nalokukhombisa
how
ukuthi
you are beautiful.
uyathatheka kulobuhle bakho
No matter how you are beautiful, if your husband does not love you,
noma umuhle kangakanani nawe indodza yakho
if your
ingakuthandi
husband does not take care of you,
nawe umyeni wakho angakunakekeli
then that's meaningless.
Absolutely.
This point, you are losing all the point.
awasasina ndzaba
But
lokho
although you are a bit ugly,
noma ungabe
although you don't
umntwana
have a good image,
noma uthi ungabukeki
if
kahle
you can be loved by your husband,
kodwa nangabe umyeni wakho akuthanda
that is beautiful woman.
leyo ngowesifazane
That
lomuhle
is happy woman.
leyo wesifazane lotfokotile
Amen.
Amen.
Yes. So if you can receive a favor from someone else,
nawe amukela kuthandzeka kulo muntu lothile
just like this Esther,
njenga-Esther
Esther obtained favor in the sight of all who saw her.
Esther wathandzeka kubo bonke
What was the
lebambona
secret?
bekuyini
Was she
futhi?
so beautiful?
Abemuhle
Was she
kakhulu.
beautiful as much as Vashti?
abemuhle njengavashiti
The Bible does not describe she was a beautiful,
ibhayibheli lisichazela ukuthi abemuhle
but she had such humble heart.
kodwa benenhlitiyo
She
lethobekile
always followed the guidance life.
wamukela impilo
She always
eqondiswa
followed the guidance of the overseer.
walandzela iqondiswa
She
mengameli
always listened and received the advice.
walalela wamukela
So such humble
tiluleko
heart.
inhlitiyo lethobeke
Beauty over
kanjalo
her heart.
ibuhle
Beauty
benhlitiyo
over
yakhe
her inner heart.
buhle bengekhathi inhlitiyo
Attract
yakhe
many people.
benta abantu abanyeni bafuna
Do you want to
kusonzela
be beautiful outwardly?
uyafuna kuba muhle ngaphandle
Or you want to be a beautiful in an inner part?
noma ufuna kuba muhle ngelingekhathi
You'd better to build the inner beauty in your life.
ngaba ngcono ukuthi uvete umuhle
This
ngekhathi
inner
empilweni.
beauty is what?
lo buhle bangekhathi buyini
Yes, humble myself.
yebo kutithoba
I really don't know that.
angadi lutho
I cannot make a decision by
angeke
myself.
ngikhona ukutendela sinqumo
I have
ngokwami
no any good idea.
ngiyito umbono lomuhle
God, I don't know your will.
nkulunkulu angiyathi
For
intsandvo
me to
yakho
follow your will,
Kuze
for
mina
me
ngilandzele
to
intsandvo
know your
yakho
will,
kuze ngathi intsandvo
I need
yakho
my guidance.
ngidzinga kucondziswa
I need my overseer.
ngidzinga umengameli
I need
empilweni.
my shepherd.
ngidzinga
Who is
umelusi
my shepherd?
Ngubani umelusi
Who
wami?
knows the will of God
Ngubani
better
wathi
than
intsandvo
I?
kaNkulunkulu
Who can lead my life?
ngubani longahola impilo
The
yami
servant of God.
yingcebo yankulunkulu
So this is what she exactly did.
ngiloko kuphela la
As a
kwena
result, she was loved by many people.
ngumphumela waloko wathandwa abantu labanyenti
Yes, obviously, when king also saw her,
nenkosi mayimbona
she was outstanding.
abe ngihamba phambili
Why?
leni
She was in a perfect image that king likes.
waba sesigabeni salo muntu lokuthamba inkosi
By the guidance of the eunuch Haggai.
ngekucondziswa indvuna yamaphovela Hegai
She didn't have that wisdom by herself.
abete
She
inhlakanipho
didn't
ngekwakhe
have such intelligence within herself.
abete inhlakanipho
She
leyo
didn't have
ngekwakhe
that beauty within herself.
abete lobuhle ngekwakhe
But she received all that through the advice of King Eunuch.
wamukela konke lo ngekucondziswa indvuna yamaphovela inkosi
Amen.
amen
When you receive the guidance from the servant,
na wamukela kucondziswa
when you
engcebini
receive the guidance from the overseer and the shepherd of your life,
na wamukela kucondziswa ngumengameli nemelusi wempilo yakho
you also can be chosen as a beautiful queen to the king.
ungakhethwa nawe njengenkosikazi lenhle enkosini
When we dwell in the church,
nasikanye kanye
when we
ebandleni
receive the guidance from church,
nasemukela kucondziswa
when we
libandla
are united in the church,
masisemunye
when you
ebandleni
become a part of this church,
nangoba ingcenye yaleli bandla
that's the time you can be equipped.
ngileso sikhathi
You can
ungaceceshela
have that power
ungaba
to
nalawo mandla
overcome all the Satan,
ukhona incoba
to
bonke boba
defeat all the
sathane
desire of Satan,
ukhona incoba tonke
to
likangota
live
sathane
victorious life.
uphila impilo yekunqoba
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
This is the secret of your
leyo
spiritual life.
imfihlo empilo yakho
This is
yakamoya
the way you can be prosperous.
ngileyo ndlela ungaphumelela
This is
ngayo
how you can live happy, prosperous life like Esther.
ngileyo ndlela ungaphila impilo ethokothina lephumelelako njenga-Esther
Everyone, you don't have to try to be beautiful.
akumele utame kuba
You
muhle
don't have to try to be smart.
akumele utame kuba
You
nelihlakanipho
don't have to try to have good materials or good background in your life.
awudzingi kuba nintfo letinhle nelimuva lelihle empilweni yakho
You have to remember this.
kumele ukhumbule nakho
You return back to your shepherd and overseer.
kumele ubuyele kumelusi nemengameli wempilo yakho
This man who fell among thieves was entrusted in the inn to the innkeeper.
le ndvodza lebeyishaya kugeleke ceda ishiya setawufa yashiywa endlini yetihambi
These days, an innkeeper represents what?
kula malanga-ke indlu yetihambi nemongi kuleyo ndlu
Yes,
kumele
the
lebandla
body of Jesus Christ.
yebo umtimba wajesu kristu
Church of Christ.
libandla la
As
kristu
true servant of God.
netinceku tankulunkulu letingeso
They are the people who can guide you, lead you into a blissful way.
ngilabantu labangakucondzisa bakholele endlini
So stay
levusisekile.
close to the church.
sondzela kuhlale
Stay
ebandleni
close to the servant.
sondzela engcekwini
Don't try to hide something within your heart.
ungwetami kufihla nvetitsi
No matter what sickness, bad situation, or blemish you bring out,
noma nguphi kusimo lesibi nekugula
the servants
lokuvetako
will take care of you.
inceku takunakekela
Servants will embrace you.
inceku
Even
takuwanga
if you commit a sin,
noma wende sono
come before church and reveal in front of the servant of God.
buya phambi kwelibandla utivete
The
phambi
servants will
kwaNkulunkulu.
guide you to how you can reconcile with Christ.
inceku itakubuyisela kukristu
at the last.
kwekugcina
As a last story, I want to give you a simple example.
indzaba yekugcina ngifuna ukuniketa umfanekiso lolula
There
nje.
are many viruses in our body.
manyende amagciwane lakhona
But among many viruses, this cancer cell is most dangerous cell.
kodwa kula magciwane lamanyenti igciwane le-cancer
The reason why this
ngileli
cancer cell is dangerous,
sizathu esibanga ukuthi leli cancer libe yingoti
this cancer does not receive the instruction and the guidance from the neural sense, cerebral sense.
lokusho ukuthi le cancer yona ayithathi lokuvela lokusuka
Actually, this
engqondweni
brain has to control all the body parts.
empeleni ingqondo kumele ibuse wonke umtimba
When they feel the sense of virus in the body,
nativa ukuthi negciwane lesengene kulo mtimba
they send the NK cell, natural killer cell, to go and fight against with this virus.
tikhulula takha mtimba litahamba tibulale leli gciwane
So this brain instruct every cell to be restrained.
le
Such
ngqondo
bad virus.
tonke le ngqondo itshela onke ama-cells emtimba ukuthi akanciphise leli gciwane
Without the instruction of the brain, this cell cannot grow or this cell cannot be decreased.
ngaphandle kokuthi kutshelwe ingqondo leli gciwane angeke likhone
So
ukukhula
all the
namancane
body cells are instructed by the brain.
onke ama-cells emtimba athatha
Only the
ingqondo
things does not receive the instruction from the brain. This is cancer cell.
lokungathathi umlayito wengqondo
This
yi-cancer
cancer cell is very selfish.
i-cancer cell-ke icabangela yona
It keep eating other cells around it.
idla onke lamanye ama-cells aseceleni
It
kwawo
take all the nutrition of other cells
thathe tonke takha mtimba
and steal
lesilamanye
all other nutrition
tithathe tonke
and keep
tithako
focusing on
letinye
growing self.
ikhulele yona
And while it is growing itself, killing all other around,
isatikhula yona ibulala tonke letinye
without
seceleni
receiving any restriction and guidance from the brain.
letingamukele ukucondziswa nekumiswa lokuvela
So end
engqondweni
up this cancer destroy all good cells of our body,
ingakho i-cancer igcina ibulele sekuthako letinye lezi zidingako
destroy the health and balance of our life.
tibanga ukuthi impilo yethu ingabi ngilephilile
End
kahle
up because of this cancer, our body balance become crumbled.
ngawo sigcine ngenxa ye-cancer sithi
And end
buthakathaka
up these men are dying because of cancer.
bantu-ke bagcine bafa ngenxa ye-cancer
Then when this man dies,
nangabe lona asafa-ke
as you know, this cancer also has no choice but to die,
nale cancer nayo iyafa
right? It's very interesting.
into lechazanayo ngoba
Cancer become greedy and try to survive it alone.
i-cancer icabangela ukuthi mane iphile yona
And
yodwa
become selfish, does
ibonela
not
yona
receive the instruction from brain.
ayimukele kuvela
As a
engqondweni
result,
umphumela walokho
it seems cancer grows,
bonakala ukuthi i-cancer
but
iyakhula
eventually when this person dies,
kodwa ekugcineni nakafa lo
this
muntu
cancer has no more nutrition to eat.
i-cancer seyide lokulele
So this
ngakudla
cancer is also eventually going to die when this person dies.
i-cancer nayo nakafa lo muntu nayo iyafa
This is how cancer destroys this man.
kuleyo ndlela-ke i-cancer ibulela ngayo bantu
Likewise,
ngalokufanayo
if you become a cancer, spiritual cancer in your life,
nabe empilweni yakho uba i-cancer yakamoya
if you think focusing on yourself
na tibuka wena
and focusing on your life,
na ubuka impilo yakho
focusing on your family
ubuka
only,
umndeni wakho kuphela
then you become a cancer.
uba i-cancer
Do not receive the guidance from the God.
awukumukela icondisa ngunkulunkulu
Without receiving the guidance from the overseer and shepherd,
awungamukela icondisa ngumengameli nemelusi
no matter how you try to feed and live good, prosperous life only for yourself,
noma utinakekela ufuna kuphila impilo lephumelela
you
wena
destroy
wedwa
many other people around you.
utawubhubhisa abantu abaningi baseceleni kwakho
Eventually, you will also die,
nawe ugcine ufile
just like this cancer.
njengale
So I
cancer
hope no one of you
ngiyakholwa ukuthi kude wena
live
nomunye
the spiritual life of cancer.
utawuphila impilo yakamoya njengomuntu one-cancer
None of you live the life of Vashti.
akubethe namunye wena utawuphila impilo
Please
yavashiti
humble yourself
ngicela nditfobe
and discover your true image.
ndibone umfanekiso wena lo ngowesibili
How disabled, how uncapable
ukuthi
human you are.
awukhoni ude likhono
So that you
kangakanani
need the guidance from the servant.
kuze uthole
You
icondisa
need to
yena
receive the guidance from shepherd and overseer.
udinga kumukela icondisa ngumelusi
Then
nemengameli
your life will be automatically prosperous.
impilo yakho-ke iyawuba ngilephumelelako
Thank you for joining our Sunday service.
siyabonga ukuthi ningenele inkonzo
I
yangelisonto
hope you can continue having fellowship with us.
ziyakholwa ukuthi singachubeka sibe nexoxisana
Let us pray.
asithandazeni
Thank you, Heavenly Father God, for giving us this revelation. God, through Vashti and Esther, you clearly taught us who live miserable life and who live prosperous life. We all don't want to follow the steps of Vashti. Vashti exerting herself, trusting her way, and living according to her own decision. That's why she had no choice but to be destroyed. But Esther, she kept receiving the guidance by the leader and by the good overseer and shepherd. So as a result, she received prosperous life. She lived a conqueror's life. Thank you, Lord, for revealing all these teachings in our life for us to follow the life of Esther. May God bless all the viewer and our church member to receive thus prosperous guidance through the church, through the servants. In the name of Jesus, we pray. Amen. See you next time.
Sibonana esikhathini lesitako.